So here it is again, New Thought Philadelphia's Healing Sunday, which we do routinely. And I want to start off with a quote that I've used before, but I think it's really, I just really like it. It's from Florence Nightingale, of all people. She said, health is not only to be well, but to use well every power that we have. And I thought that really makes sense for New Thought, because that's really what we're working towards, is be able to use the power that we do have. And why do we do healing? Well, I see it as part of our spiritual fitness. You know, we get facials maybe, or we get a massage, or we take a vacation, or we do something that will help to restore us in some way and promote well-being. And I think taking the time to do this healing practice a few times a year really helps us to promote that spiritual well-being in a different way. So it allows us to reconnect, and it allows us to grow. So we take another step on that upward spiral. So I figure, since this is religious science, I'm going to look at what spirituality or what the Bible might have to tell us about healing, and then I would go to science. So there's lots of different definitions for healing. It actually comes from an Anglo-Saxon word, holan, which is used in different ways, and it varies depending on, you know, and the definition also varies depending on where you look in the Bible. So it can mean to make whole, speaking about the body. It can be healing or restoring the spirit. It can be healing of the land. And one of the things I came across was a word in the Old Testament that I really liked. That was, and I don't know if I'll say this correctly, but shabash. It came from Isaiah, and it literally means wrapping up or bandager. So that kind of resonated with me because of what I do. But it also means, there's several other definitions. It also means to forgive, to restore to soundness or purity. It means to reconcile, to remove differences. And I was struck at how timely that is right now, to be able to reconcile and remove differences. And then, as I said, I looked at science, and I went to psychology literature. And the first thing that came up on us, this was really amazing, was a study that was actually done, a research study that was done called Why We Heal, the Evolution of Psychological Healing and Implications for Global Mental Health. But what it really looked at was the origins, prehistoric, like ancient societies was always my thing. What was it that motivated people to support each other? Because if we could really find that out, and we really traced it back and looked at it, we might really find something we can apply today to help us reconnect and support each other a lot better than what we already do. So again, they looked at, why are we driven to alleviate the suffering of others? And it's really, we see such limited attention. There's very little known on it. They had to come up with their own model for how they want to study this. But the basic concept is, it was survival. When people in a community supported each other, the tribe survived. So I just was struck at how relevant that is today. And then I came across what they call the 6 stages of healing. And it's not a structured sequential process. It kind of mixes and matches. It's like a tapestry that's woven, not something that's built on. So the first thing is acceptance. Acceptance is the biggest barrier to healing, but it's also the greatest liberator. And you do it one bite at a time, just little bits at a time. The next step or component is insight or admission. So you have to admit to the fact that, yep, I have to do this. I have something to heal from. There's something it's not working for me. Then you have to take some kind of action and plan a strategy. The next piece of it was love, forgiveness, or non-judgment, because that all supports your self-esteem. If you're beating yourself up, you're not happy with yourself, you've got to get over that. I'm really, because you're just going to it's just not, nothing's going to build, nothing's going to heal. You need to give yourself that love and forgiveness before you can even give that outwards. Then that sort of sets the stage for the healing to really work. The natural result of doing all that work, the acceptance, the insight, the admission, the action, the forgiveness, that sets the stage. That creates the playing field for the healing to actually start. And then you need to find meaning in it. So what are your strengths? What are the bonds? What are the beliefs that you can look at and develop and recognize that will also support your own healing? So I thought that those stages were really sort of eye-opening to me. Just, they're simple. It sounds so simple, but I think when you put it together, it's not as simple as what it sounds. I think this is probably a good time to go into some meditation with Carolyn and, think about some of those things that we have to look at and put into place to really develop healing and really start that healing process within us. So Carolyn, I'm going to turn it over to you and we can do some meditation on all this. Thank you.
This is our opportunity to put into practice everything that has been presented to us today. And this process in healing, revealing the truth that underlies conditions or declarations of something that we desire to invite into our life to experience. And this creative process all begins with setting an intention. And we know that intentions become affirmations, affirmations become prayers. Prayers produce results, and results are what we celebrate and we share when we do our prayer work stories. So let us begin. Close your eyes if that's safe and comfortable for you. And take in a deep breath. And when it's served its purpose, let it go and allow yourself to be fully present right here and right now. And take in another deep breath and become fully aware of that presence that is moving through you. Allow it to fill you to overflowing, to support you, to sustain you, to open your consciousness, to create this fertile ground in which your intentions, your stated desires for your good are planted. And as you release that breath, let go of any concerns about when or how that this good appears, how it unfolds. And like what is said about a river, there is no need to push the river. The river is perfectly capable of flowing on its own, and so too this healing creative process, this inviting in and experiencing greater good. And now just allow your breathing to resume in a normal, comfortable way for you. And as you are allowing your intention for your good, whatever it may be, loving relationships, spiritual growth, wealth, health, creative expression, bear in mind that in God, or whatever you wish to call this presence, there is no big, there is no small. And the only limitation placed upon your intentions is that they must not interfere with the well-being of any other. And as you're allowing this intention for your good to form, I invite you to entertain the following questions. First, what is it that I must release? What are these limiting beliefs? These beliefs which up until now have been unsupportive of my good. What is it that I must embrace? What are these new beliefs that I must embrace and incorporate into my consciousness, which are supportive of the flow of my good? And the third question is, what must I become? What are these shifts in my consciousness that I must make so my stated desires for my good automatically and effortlessly unfold? And as we move into the quiet, allow that intention to fully emerge. And as it emerges, allow it to enter in your consciousness, to take root, to grow, and to evolve. And I invite you now to take in a deep breath. And as you release it, return your awareness to our celebration. And while Jamie presents us with another song, light your candle and know that if you do not have a candle, one is lit for you. And know that this candle in and of itself is void of any power. The lighting of this candle is the outward and symbolic representation of the activation of your intention, which takes place in consciousness.
Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Feels like I'm walking on marbles. Can't still the earth beneath my feet. Is my head in the clouds, my naked legs left dangling. I can feel my heart begin to pound. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. A long dark night, my soul wanders. Can't see the light that moves me. If God is everything and everywhere that I belong, Spirit gently wakes me from my sleep. And everybody saying something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, take me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, hold me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, I know I'm not the only one to live inside these blues. Oh Lord, I give my life, I give my love to you. Oh Lord, I surrender my life to you. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Oh, love is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Peace is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Faith is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Patience is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. God is calling me, and I'm grateful like I've never been before. Thank you for calling me.
Healing is the revealing of the truth. Healing is when that which is blocking the light is moved out of the way or dissipates or dissolves to allow that bright light that is the divine to shine. That light is always shining, sometimes in ways that are obvious and sometimes in ways that are obscured. So as each one here has set a new intention for a new experience to unfold in our lives, the personal experience of healing, we know that that one infinite creative power, that one source, that one divine power and presence that shares itself as all of its creation, is sharing itself as its creation, as each of us right here and right now. The good that we are seeking, the healing that we are opening to, is not fixing something that's broken in the universe. It is not taking a part of God's creation that is a problem or a difficulty or an error and correcting it. It is simply the allowing for the pieces of that divine power and presence, that one creation, to fit together in a way that is new for each of us. Good and love and harmony are unfolding through and as and in and with each one of us in our own particular way. Love is at hand, right here and right now. Love is the truth of each of us and all of us. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the good that is unfolding. I'm grateful for that which we describe as healing. And I'm grateful to know this goodness continues to unfold for each one in our own way. And with gratitude for this good, I speak this word of invitation, of opening, of intention, and I release it into that one creative law that creates everything. And I know that it now is creating this. And so I let it be. And so it is.